Welcome back, Gold Bugs. Sive Morten here from the Forex Peace Army.com. Let's have a look at the precious metal and trying to prepare the trading plan for the beginning of the week. So as usual, this is weekend and we have prepared the weekly report where we have considered a lot of interesting data that actually led us to conclude on overall situation in the United States economy, what's going on actually, why we think that this time the result of the current crisis will be different compared to historical parallel, and what particular we see, what tendency, what direction the United States government is taking right now, how it will impact the gold market as well. So why we think in general that the long-term perspective looks rosy on the gold market. So I will put link down below the video as usual. Now let's take a look at the second question that we have as a actual short-term plan. In fact, this time we do not have a lot of information from the charts, which is because market stands in a contraction mode. So you can see it's forming narrower swings. Price action is becoming tighter. You can see this narrowing consolidation on the daily chart. And usually when this happens, it makes impact on the overall picture, because to change something, market has to break some important levels. And that actually stands across the board, starting from the monthly chart, weekly, and down to the daily. That's why currently we could discuss only some things that is happening right now here on the intraday charts. What's to watch for, what to expect. That's probably what we will focus on for Monday, maybe Monday, Tuesday perspective. And then we will see what will happen next. So on a daily, what we could say? So daily chart remains bullish. Market shown this pullback here from the support area, but makes no impact, as I said, on the major levels. Another thing that probably could be said on the daily as well, it stands in relation to monthly and weekly time frames. Currently, we have the combination of the monthly bullish trend and daily bullish trend, while on a weekly chart trend remains bearish. It means that this performance that we have here, it might be turning point on a continuation on the weekly tendency, on the monthly tendency, where we could get upward continuation. So it's just the point where weekly bearish tendency might be faded against support area. And then we could get upward continuation. We need to confirm this. This is just a suggestion, but it's quite common for the way how Jordan Napoli uses the trend directions and fib levels for taking the position. So that's in fact what's going on here. Just let's keep watching what will happen later. Meantime, on lower time frames, what we have currently, we start from the hourly chart. I would like to return back to discussion of the failure of the hand shoulders here. As we said on Friday and Thursday, that keep an eye on. It seems that the failure signs led us to suggest upward continuation, because it will be the failure on the hand shoulders. And as usual, the butterflies are forming on ruins of the hand shoulders pattern. If this will happen, then target will be around 48.15, 48.16 area. Yes, here we have minor grabber, which suggests that we could get completion of this bearish engulfing pattern, so it might be kind of the ABCD down. And here you have to control these lows, so market should not break these lows down. Otherwise, hand shoulders could get another chance. And what is more important, that butterfly will be erased, because this is a validation point of the butterfly. Market should not drop below it. So hopefully this will happen. Why I think that the bulls still have more chances to succeed here, even as we have the grabber here, and it's possible deeper retracement. Mostly it relates to performance on the 4-hour time frame chart, because here we have, well, everything is going as we suggested, with this retracement down to retesting of this area, forming some symmetry. Here is retracement, double bottom, another retracement. So if you separate this picture in two parts, you will see the great symmetry around the central line. So it's very similar performance here and here, almost equal. The butterfly is needed here to complete the double bottom target. So we have actually 4815 target here, which is based on the double bottom, and butterfly just will lead market to complete it. Another reason why I think that the bulls have a bit more chances in the beginning of the week, at least based on the current picture, is that, take a look, market definitely here is taking the shape of the triangle while the trend turns bearish. So it might be the indicator of the bullish dynamic pressure when market stands flat while trend turns bearish, which means that the breakout here is possible. Not necessarily that market should stay inside of this triangle, because as we said on the hourly chart, it might be a bit deeper action here, which means that market actually could go slightly below the triangle line and to form the butterfly bottom of the right wing. It is possible. So market here has some room to perform, but in general, overall combination with the trend, possible triangle, butterfly, failure of hand shoulders, it creates some context for the possible upward action. So in the current circumstances, without clear confirmation of the bearish sentiment, I wouldn't consider taking shorts. Once of this confirmation might be if market indeed will return right back down to the neckline, complete the head and shoulders, erase the butterfly, breaking this neckline. That might be the sign on the weakness, and that we could get the ABCD to the downside. But for now, based on this picture, based on what we have here, don't forget that recently daily trend also has turned bullish. So this background, in the current circumstances, I wouldn't consider taking shorts by far, and probably would stay focused on the possible upward continuation. So target, as I said, is around 4814, 4815 area. That's probably all for me for now. Just let's see what will happen on Monday, and return back with the update on Tuesday as usual.